Hello students, in this video we will read NCERT Science Class 8 Chapter 6 Combustion and Flame. So let's start. First we will read about combustion. You may have noticed that some materials such as paper burn easily, while materials such as iron do not. The process by which substances burn in air with the release of heat and light is known as combustion. A substance that burns in air to produce heat and light is called combustible substances. Wood, paper, kerosene, and liquefied petroleum gas, short form LPG, are the examples of combustible substances. And a substance that does not burn in air is called a non-combustible substance. Stone, steel, and glass are some examples of non-combustible substances. Now, combustion is a chemical change. During combustion, substances like coal or charcoal react with oxygen in the air to form carbon dioxide and water. Hydrogen reacts with oxygen to form water. Natural gas and biogas contain methane, which burns to produce carbon dioxide and water. Now we will read about conditions necessary for combustion. Combustion does not occur all the time in nature. It takes place only if the following conditions are met. First condition, a combustible substance is present. Second condition, oxygen is available. Third condition, ignition temperature is attained. If any of these conditions is not met, combustion does not take place. This is why a blanket is used to cover a person whose clothes catch fire. The blanket cuts off the air supply, thus extinguishing the fire. However, the blanket should be removed immediately after the fire is extinguished so that the body can cool down. Now we will read about ignition temperature. A substance has to be heated to a certain minimum temperature before it can catch fire. This temperature is different for different substances. For example, it is easier to burn a piece of paper using a lighted matchstick than to burn a piece of wood. This is because the temperature at which paper catches fire is lower than that of wood. The minimum temperature at which a substance starts burning on its own is called its ignition temperature. A substance with a very low ignition temperature can catch fire easily, making it hazardous. However, if the ignition temperature of a substance is very high, it becomes difficult to use as a fuel. Substances like petrol, kerosene, alcohol, and LPG catch fire at low temperatures. They are called inflammable substances. LPG and petrol can catch fire even if there is a small spark nearby. Therefore, they need to be stored carefully. Now we will read about types of combustion. There are many types of combustion. First, rapid combustion. I am going to explain rapid combustion. Rapid combustion occurs when a substance burns rapidly. Substances that undergo rapid combustion include LPG, paper, and the oil of an oil lamp. Second, spontaneous combustion. I am going to explain spontaneous combustion. Spontaneous combustion occurs when a substance starts burning suddenly, even without being set on fire. For example, the ignition temperature of white phosphorus is 35 degrees Celsius. If the temperature in a room rises above 35 degrees Celsius, white phosphorus will burst into flames spontaneously. Third, explosion. I am going to explain explosion. Explosion is a combustion reaction that occurs suddenly when a material is heated, liberating a large amount of heat, light, and sound. Firecrackers going off are a good examples of explosion. Now we will read about extinguishing a fire. An uncontrolled fire can be disastrous. It can destroy life and property in minutes. To prevent this, each town or city has fire station equipped with firefighting equipment. Water and fire extinguisher are used to put out fires. A fire gets extinguished if any of the conditions necessary for combustion is not met. The following methods can be used to extinguish a fire. First, removing the combustible material. This may not be possible at all times, especially if the combustible material is already burning. However, other combustible materials nearby can be removed to prevent the fire from spreading. Second, reducing the temperature to below the ignition temperature. This can be done by pouring or spraying water on the fire. As it evaporates, the water takes heat away from the combustible substance, thereby reducing its temperature. However, pouring water is not recommended in certain types of fires. For example, in an electric fire, if a person pours water on the fire, he or she may get an electric shock. In fires involving petrol, diesel, or kerosene, the fire may spread if water is poured on it. These fuels are lighter than water and hence would float on water and spread. Third, cutting off air supply. This can be done by pouring sand or spraying water on the fire. Sand covers the combustible substance and cuts off the air supply. Water is often sprayed on the fire to form a mist of fine droplets. The water evaporates to form water vapor and cuts off the supply of air to the combustible substance. Air supply can also be cut off by directing carbon dioxide or foam from a fire extinguisher onto the fire. This method is used for extinguishing electrical and petrol fires. Now we will read about fire extinguishers. The red colored fire extinguisher that we commonly see either have carbon dioxide stored under high pressure or have chemicals that react to release carbon dioxide. Three types of fire extinguishers are commonly used. First, dry chemical fire extinguisher. I am going to explain. It contains a chemical such as baking soda, sodium bicarbonate or NaHCO3 with materials added to make it a free-flowing powder. When this mixture is thrown on fire, the baking soda decomposes to release carbon dioxide, which then extinguishes the fire. Second, soda acid fire extinguisher. I am going to explain. It consists of a small glass bottle filled with sulfuric acid that is surrounded by a strong metal vessel containing sodium bicarbonate solution. On striking the knob, the bottle containing the acid breaks. The acid reacts with the sodium bicarbonate and carbon dioxide is liberated. The carbon dioxide helps extinguish the fire. Nowadays, fire extinguishers containing pressurized carbon dioxide are used since they are safer. Third, foam fire extinguisher. I am going to explain. It produces foam. Here, foam means a mass of tiny air bubbles formed in a liquid or on top of it. It produces foam which covers the flame. In one example of such an extinguisher, a solution of aluminum sulfate is present in an inner bottle instead of sulfuric acid. The extinguisher releases carbon dioxide foam which surrounds the burning substance and cuts off its air supply. This type of fire extinguisher is used especially to extinguish oil fires. Now we will read about flame. A flame is formed when a combustible gas or the vapors of a substance burn and release heat and light. Some substances burn with a flame, while others do not. Inflammable liquids first vaporize and then the vapor burns. Solids burn with a flame only if they vaporize on heating. The vapors are gases and thus burn with a flame. Next video we will continue with candle flame. If you understand these topics carefully, please like my video and subscribe my YouTube channel. Also press the bell icon so you get the notifications of my new videos. Thank you.